Welcome in, welcome in to the latest and greatest episode of the Knucklehead Show. If you all could do me a favor, please like for the YouTube algorithms, comment, subscribe, get engaged. I love it. I appreciate all of y'all. So today we got a quick one. We got a quick one this week, but I really wanted to break down some of the myths and fallacies about business credit and personal credit. So for all of you who haven't been exposed to this channel through my business, Ware Solutions, I have a company where I help small businesses get funding, getting working capital through 0% credit cards, loans, lines of credit, business lines of credit, all sorts of things. And as I've been reaching out to more people, more entrepreneurs, more small business owners, I'm starting to realize that there are a ton of just myths and fallacies, like I said a second ago, out there. And I wanted to tackle a couple of them today to really clear the air so that if you're a part of this community, you'll just know better. So you're not out there looking silly. Um, One of the first things that I really want to talk to you guys about is like a lot of people think that if they build business credit, it can completely replace or substitute the fact that they have shitty personal credit. And that is something that it really drives me. It really irks me sometimes. But it's not the people. It's the lies that have been told to them that really bothers me. If some of these people believe that, like, all right, if I go get these trade lines on my business credit, that I'll be able to apply for real business funding, and it couldn't be further from the truth. Look, if you think that you're gonna go into a bank and get 50,000, 60,000, 80,000, $100,000 in business funding because you have a U line and a Granger trade line on your business, you are out of your mind. Something that I need everybody to really understand, and this goes from the business to the personal, it's all the same. It's not just the score. So you can have a 780 personal credit score. You can have a 80 Paydex score. For all of you guys that don't know what Paydex, that's if you go one of the biggest business credit reporting bureaus is Dun and Bradstreet. You sign up with them, you get a DUNS number, and then as you slowly start to build your business credit, how they score it is a Paydex score. Um, we could talk about that if you guys want. Comment down below. I can make a video explaining all of that. But either way, not all scores are the same. So you can have an 80 Paydex score. You can have a 780 personal score. And then when you you want to get business funding, you can either be denied or you can have small limits. And people are always asking, wait, why? Why am I getting denied? Why are my limits so low? And what I need everybody to really grasp is it is the credit profile that is important. I know people who have a 790 that can't get as much as another person with a 720. That person with the 720 can literally, if they go to get business funding or personal funding, they'll get twice as much sometimes. It's because their profile. On the business credit side, it's the exact same philosophy. It's your profile. If you don't have trade lines on your business credit that are substantial, I'm talking if you don't have 30, 40, $50,000 trade lines, then so nobody's just going to give you one just because you have a couple, like, you have $1,000, $2,000 on these little bitty trade lines. They're not going to give it to you. It doesn't. It just does not work that way. I'll give you a little sauce. I'll give you a little bit of sauce though. If again, here we're always going to talk about, you get your personal credit report strong so then you can leverage it on the business side. That is the purpose of it. We do not build our personal credit to buy liabilities, to go jag money, to buy useless stuff. No, you build your personal credit to then leverage it on the business side. You build up your business, and the revenue from the business, or I should say the net revenue from the business is what you live your lifestyle on. That's what you use to have the lifestyle that you want. You want this coming from multiple streams. We all know the multiple streams of income. We all get that, but that is the formula. You build up your personal, you leverage it, you get a business, you get working capital, you get funding for that business, you get that business going, and then what that business kicks off is what you then use to live the lifestyle that you want. Okay. I digress. I digress. But if you're trying to get business funding on just strictly through your business, if you have a couple small trade lines, it doesn't matter. The sauce is, if you build up your business credit enough, your personal credit, and then you leverage it. Let's say you get a business credit card, you can take some cards you can take, and they will reflect, or you can submit to have them reflect on your paydex score, on your Dun and Bradstreet profile. Then once that is there, then if you want to go after what they call corporate credit, where it's just strictly off of your business, they'll see that, and then you can start playing that game. But building up your business credit is important. But a lot of people think that if they just get some Ulines, or some Granger accounts, that then they can then start going to get big lines strictly off their business, no PG, and it does not work that way, y'all. It just doesn't. Something that another thing that I'm seeing a lot is people will come to me, they'll message me in the DMs. I'm currently running ads. So people are seeing the ads, and then they're messaging me my tag word, which is risky, and they want me to help them get funding. That's what I do, and I'm starting to realize instantly a telltale sign that you're not building your personal credit, and your personal credit is not strong, and you really need to focus on that. I can instantly tell by the amount of money that they want. I have people come to me like, "Hey man, I just need like 5,000. I just need like 10,000." I instantly know, like, bro, I probably can't get you funding because that dollar amount is so low. You should be able to just get that without even, like, you should be able to get that. But again, this is why we always talk about, look, you have to protect your personal credit. I'm in a situation right now. It's my channel. I'm the one who's preaching this. I'm in a situation right now where I'm having a issue with Navy Fed because I wasn't protecting my personal credit. So I left it out in the open. I left it in the wind, and now I have to fight a freaking bank to try to get something removed from my credit report. It doesn't even make sense. It wasn't even it just doesn't make sense. But if I had practiced what I preach, I would have moved my car to the business like I was supposed to. I didn't. I did not protect myself, and I left myself open, and now I'm in a situation where now I have to go fight the bank. This is why we always talk about protecting yourself. But I digress. Again, we have to understand as people here in America how important it is to build our credit profile to where if it's something small like a $5,000 expense, a $10,000 expense, you should be able to go get that. Like without, you don't need to talk to anybody. You should be able to have access to that. But when we're not protecting ourselves, then that becomes a big thing. These are those type of clients are the ones I actually like. Sometimes I tend to feel a little bad for, and that might be disrespectful, but I'm like, damn, bro, like if you only knew earlier, you would have because a lot of them aren't even in bad spots. They just don't know what they don't know how to really build up their profile. I would say the next issue that I'm seeing a lot, the myth, is I have a lot of people come to me and they believe, especially on the trucking side, they believe that their revenue, their gross revenue, automatically gives them the ability to go get large lines. And I have to sit here time and time again and tell people that, look, on the trucking side, they're not messing with our industry right now. Yeah, some of you all know after the pandemic, a lot of people who knew nothing of the industry ran in, got everything was inflated from the what you can get per mile all the way to the trucks. Everything was inflated, and people built their businesses off a historic high that wasn't sustainable. So when things kind of balance out and things level out, all these businesses are going by the wayside. And even still, there's still a lot of people running because they think that trucking is going to be this thing that's just going to kick off thousands of dollars to them every week. And I'm on the phone, I'm on the Zooms with these people. I'm like, look, if they've already been in the industry, then cool, we'll just talk. But if they're new to it, I'm like, look, you know what you're getting into. One of the reasons why you clicked on my ad is because you can tell I've been in the industry, but I've been in this industry over 10 years. Look, do you really know what you're getting into? 9 times out of 10, they don't. And as long as they're in my program, I'll try to guide them and try to teach them. Like, I had a guy, he was like, yeah, man, I'm in this lease purchase program and, I'm trying to get some funding so I can get another lease purchase truck. So if I got one, they'll let me get one. But if I want to get another one, I have to put some money down. And I was like, bro, lease purchase? They're ravaging you. He gave me the numbers on it, and he was going to be paying. Y'all don't quote me, but it was something like he was going to have to pay like $4,000. I'm sorry, like $2,500 a month for 24 months. And then at the end of that, if he wanted to buy the truck, it was going to be an additional like $30,000. I added it all up, and he was going to pay almost like 30. I think it was something almost like 30 grand more than what the truck was even worth new. It wasn't even like a real fancy truck. I think it was a Freightliner. And I was just like, bro, they're about to hose you. You're about to get hosed. But don't do that. Don't do. But it's a lot of people that really aren't understanding what this industry is, how many people are out to get them, and some people tend to fall for that. And I think that whole mindset is why a lot of people are falling for this philosophy that, hey man, I'm generating 20K a month gross, why can't I get funding? I'm like, bruh, if you want, I'm talking to the lenders. I have ISO agreements with a lot of these lenders. Bro, they don't even want to talk to you unless you're bringing in 50K net. Okay, after everything, you gotta, like, are you bringing in 50K after everything a month? And I was like, but what you guys got to understand is, on the trucking side, they want to deal with fleets because they know if you have a fleet, the chances of you going under is less. Even though some companies go out of business, even still, Yellow went out of company, out of business, which I thought was, I couldn't believe that, bro. I couldn't believe that. But Yellow went out of business, guys. Like, some of the big boys are going out of business too, but a majority of the companies that are going out are the small carriers, and people just don't want to lend to you. It's just the proof is in the pudding. Most of them just don't last, so they don't want to lend. They just don't. So that's another thing that I really try to drive home to some of my clients. It's like, you guys got to understand that if you're trying to get funding, especially with the trucking company, like, bro, like, you have to have a holding company. If you either have to change the name of your business and make it seem like it's doing something else, which I don't want to talk about that too much here on Joe Biden's internet. But if you really want to get funding for your trucking company, you have to get a holding company. You get that holding company, and a holding company that's just it. It holds and owns other businesses. You get a holding company, and getting funding for a holding company is very easy because everybody, why wouldn't they? If you want money from the bank, you have to think like a bank. Hey, all it's going to do is just buy businesses, support businesses. It's actually not going to do anything. So they're more likely to give it money. Now, there's always risk involved with anything that a bank lends money to. We all know that any business can go under, all of these things. But certain things are a lot easier to get funding for. So for those type of businesses, that's where you really need to focus. If you have a trucking company and you want to name it, especially if you want to put the word trucking, transit, transportation in the name, you better have a holding company to actually help fund that business. This is what I teach all of my clients. Like, look, I can help you get a little money for that trucking company, but it's not going to be a lot, but I can help you get some. We're going to build you a holding company. It's going to own that trucking company. It's going to DBA, and we're going to fund the holding company, and it can then invest in the in the business that it owns. Another thing that you can do, which is just smart, actually buy your equipment through your holding company. Now, I know I'm getting way off course here, but I mean, now hell, we might as well just start preaching now. That is how you really protect your assets, because a trucking company is more likely to get sued. The holding company doesn't do anything, so it's never face to face with anybody. So the chances of it being sued are very, very slim. Trucking companies get sued every day. So you buy your equipment in your holding company, and then you can just lease it down to, you can lease it down for the exact, if you finance your truck, you can lease it you can have your holding company buy it, finance it, and lease it to the trucking company for $100 more than what your note is. So the holding company makes a little money and you're paying it off, but it all works out. And if that trucking company gets sued, they can't take your equipment because that company doesn't own the equipment. The trucking company doesn't own the equipment. That is how my trucking company is set up. My holding company owns the truck. So if you sue me, if one of the trucks gets into an accident, if you sue me, you can't come get my trucks because they don't own it. just a little tea, a little sauce. But like I say, y'all, I'm gonna keep this one quick, short. I just wanted to talk to you guys about that, man. Just be careful with a lot of the stuff that's going out on the internet. Don't believe the lies. Guys, don't try to skip steps. Fixing your credit is a long process because I'm positive it was a long process messing it up. So don't get greedy now. Don't get impatient now that you want to make moves. It took most of us, if anybody, some of you guys may have all had good credit scores your whole life. I'm one of the people where I found out I had good credit, messed it up, built it back, messed it up, and I'm like, it's a process, and you have to. There's no shortcuts. That's a problem that a lot of my people that we have. If you listen to this, like, you know what I'm talking about. We keep trying to find shortcuts there, bro. There's no shortcut to this game. If people can just get a couple trade lines and then walk away with thousands of dollars, I mean, get like $50,000, $100,000 in business funding, everybody would have business funding. It's a reason why they don't. That's it, bro. It's that simple. Don't try to cheat. Don't skip steps. Fix your credit. If you want to get a credit repair company that you can find, that's reputable, that you can trust, that's not going to break your back, fine. If you want to fix it yourself, beautiful. If you want to take it the slow road and wait for things to fall off, ugh. But hey, man, look, whatever you got to do, but you can't cheat this. And once you actually get to the point where you fixed your personal credit, your personal profile is strong, you built it up with the proper data points. That's something if you guys want, I'll cover in another episode, but you guys gotta let me know what you want. If that's something that you guys care about, I will show you what data points you need to get business funding, PGing it with your personal, I mean, if you use your personal credit to PG, I can tell you what data points you need. But guys, there's no cheat codes. The funny thing is, building your business credit takes longer and it's more difficult than building your personal credit. They're more stringent on that side. But people think it's just, oh man, I just do these little Granger, little U-line, and then I can, bro, please. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's not happening. They'll give you a little $2,000 and tell you to get out of my face. If that's all you need, then cool. But if you're actually making big moves, it's not happening, y'all. It's not gonna happen. So thank you for joining me for another episode of the Knucklehead Show. Please like, comment, and subscribe. All of it is much appreciated. I will catch you guys next week. Y'all be safe out there.